Hey guys, it's TRIZE here, and what you're seeing right now is one of my latest automation builds called the Avan Vertex LS. This luxury sports model of the Vertex is heavily based on the Audi S4 B6 and B7 models in terms of styling. Not only that, it uses the same V8 engine used in these Audis. It's also got a full-fledged interior, which looks slightly dated because of the fixtures provided, and Audi-like body styling. Anyways, I'll explain some of the details about this vehicle. It has a lap time of 1 minute 28 seconds, 34 milliseconds at the quote-unquote Top Gear test track, and 2 minutes 26 seconds, 98 milliseconds at the automation track. It has a top speed of 177 miles per hour at a 0 to 60 at 5.47 seconds. This vehicle uses the Volkswagen and Audi manufactured 4.2-liter V8 engine that produces 344 horsepower and 319.8 pounds-feet of torque. It has a fuel efficiency rating of 21.3 miles per gallon and weighs 4,120 pounds, which equals to 1,868.8 kilograms. And now, let's go over the specs of this vehicle. In terms of how I made the Avan Vertex LS, the panel material will be made out of regular steel with a monocoque chassis made out of galvanized steel. With a front longitudinal engine placement, and both the front and rear suspensions both used a double wishbone suspension setup. For the engine, it's a V90 V8 engine made out of aluminum silicone with the bore set to 84.5 millimeters and the stroke set to 93 millimeters, which gets the real-life engine size of this particular engine to 4,172 cubic centimeters, around 4.2 liters, with a dual overhead cam 5-valve made out of aluminum. For the balance shaft, I'm required to have a harmonic damper built in to reduce the chance of the crankshaft from exploding on me. And for the crank countermounts and pistons, I don't know much about the internals, I pretty much just went all out forged. So for the crankshaft, a forged steel crankshaft with the cowl rod set to a lightweight forged and the piston set to a regular forged. For the compression, it is set to its real-life rating of an 11.0 to 1 ratio, close to a high level. The cam profile, just one click up from the default setting of a 40, which is set to a 41. And its springs and lifters, softness just a smidge to a 45, and of course, VVT at all cams, because this engine, I looked this up, they call the VVT, basically for all cams, a lot of good stuff, they call it the Vanoss system, which was made by BMW, if I'm getting this correctly. So yeah, it uses VVT at all cams. So for the fuel system of this here vehicle, or engine in particular, it's a multi-point electronic fuel injector with a single throttle setup with a variable intake running on premium fuel, with the fuel mixture set to a 13.7, the ignition timing set to a 60, and the RPM limit is set to the real-life rating of 7,000 RPM. And finally, for the exhaust, all this good stuff, so we're using a tubular header with a dual exhaust diameter set to 57.1 millimeters, which equals to 2.25 inches. And we're using a high-flow 3-way catalytic converter, no first muffler, but a second muffler set to a reverse flow and +2 quality, because why not? And real quickly, let's give you here what this Audi and Volkswagen engineered engine sounds like right now. Fairly powerful engine, doesn't sound too bad, and unfortunately in real life, they no longer make this engine, which is kinda sad. So for the second half part of the vehicle with the drive type, we're going to be using an all-wheel drive system with an auto manual 6-speed. Basically auto manual, they replaced this with the sequential shifter. So instead of being sequential, they call it the auto manual. Just a little heads up for the 4.2 version of automation. And we got the top speed set to 182.2 miles per hour, even though it can go up to 178-ish according to the graph here, but automation, or excuse me, BeamNG, it's a different story. And for the power distribution of the all-wheel drive system, I haven't even used an all-wheel drive system forever. We're using 40% in the front and 60% in the rear. For the tires, we're using some radial medium compound tires for the front and rear tire, with each set to 225 millimeters front and back, running on some 17-inch alloy rims. And real briefly, this graph here, it's kind of funny. Again, I drove this at BeamNG, and it claims significant oversteer. You want to think that again, buddy. For the brakes, we're both using Vinadisc brakes for the front and back. So for the front, it's a Vinadisc 4-piston with its size set to 340 millimeters, and the rear is the single piston of its size set to 310 millimeters. Put the pad type up to a 60 to reduce the amount of brake fade. Aerodynamics, always good stuff, as you can't see. Semi-quiet under tray, up the airflow to an 18, and for the interior of this vehicle, well, kind of a little mediocre on my end with the interior because of the lack of fixtures provided for this game, both for mod fixtures and vanilla fixtures. So we got ourselves 2 seats in the front, 3 in the back, making this here a 5-seater. With a premium interior and a premium sat-nav system, as you can see right here, we got ourselves a quote-unquote smart touchscreen right in the middle. So for driver aids, all that good stuff, we got ourselves a variable hydraulic power steering with electronic stability control with some advanced 2000 safety standards. And lastly, for the suspension of the vehicle, so we're using some air-type springs with adaptive dampers and semi-active sway bars running on a sport preset. Despite only having 4 problems with this vehicle, basically they're almost just duplicates here, except for the bottom. So the only problems, that has a tendency to oversteer and the front and rear dampers being quite hard. Let's jump into BeamNG.drive to see what this knockoff Audi S4 has to offer. So here we are at the map of West Coast, USA. We got the traffic enabled, as you can kind of see right up ahead of you. We got some cars stuck at the toll booth. So we got the vehicle all set in there. Let's start off with the basic performance test with this here vehicle with the traffic. So our basic performance test, if you don't know by now, we're going to start with the 0 to 62 acceleration test, followed by the 62 to 0 brake test, and lastly, a top speed run with this here vehicle. So start the acceleration test with the knockoff Audi with this knockoff type of reflectors that we got going here, which are basically daytime running lights. Right now, accelerate as we go into first gear. Stuck in the first gear to second gear. Wait, what's the traffic doing? Well, let me clear the traffic real quick. Alright, traffic's been cleared out. I just refreshed the traffic, all good stuff. So accelerate as we go. 0 to 62 pretty much consists of 5.44 seconds of 235.29 feet. Now for the brake time, it's showing 61 according to cruise control. 62 brake. Brake as we go. And 62 to 0, 2.73 seconds of 114.66 feet. About 2 tons with this vehicle. Not that bad of time-wise, distance-wise. Seems pretty healthy. You almost hit me, dude. So for a top speed run, wow, almost a sub 4 seconds. So top speed run already in effect, a 5.06 seconds, 271.11 feet. Not too bad of a 0 to 60. I think the Audi S4 is like right around this time, I believe. So we're going 130 mile an hour plus in... Sorry, mate. Alright, so we're at 5th gear going about 140 miles. So let's pay attention to the road that kind of like glanced over my speed of my microphone here where I'm talking at. So 6th gear we go, back skiers 150. We're a little ways away from getting the top speed of this vehicle, so I doubt we're going to reach the top speeds. I think we're not going to do so. Not even close. So crash this gate here, gantry. Crash the gantry. We did not reach its top speed. 160 mile an hour is the best we got. Well, no matter what, we're not going to reach its top speed because we got this bend over there, the tunnel, and all that good stuff. So crash the gantry, slow the camera down. Here we go. Let's do 16 to 100, right in the gantry, right dead center in the middle. Auto up and crash. There goes the front license plate as it goes away. The rear view mirror over there, and I think the front splitter. And god damn, the drivetrain's about to come off up in here, man. So 16. Yep, there goes the front splitter. That kind of does a tad bit in aero. There goes the wheel crinkled up and bent to a freaking... I almost said to a pulp, I almost said a crisp like it's on fire. So full time. And the engine has, unfortunately, been destroyed as main engine is broken and the front 2 tires are obliterated. So back up a little bit as we block the exit ramp. Hopefully any cars, looks like one's about to come here. Let's not hit the horn, buddy, when he comes close. So for the aftermath structures of the vehicle, it's this breaker cam. God damn, the side of the vehicle has been really crinkled up big time. In the front, yeah, you can see it. Go around. Go around me. I missed. Well, aftermath structure vehicle, right side's messed up, rear completely fine. Go, please. Go. You're welcome. So screw this, let's do a time trial right now. So here we are at the map of Brands Hatch, where I recently dubbed my Gran Turismo 7 live stream with some GR4 races, probably my best race so far in my Gran Turismo career. So with this here time trial, we're going to be doing 1 lap around the short version and the long version of Brands Hatch with this here vehicle. So we got the checkpoint all laid out, so let's get ready to start our short time trial off here in 3, 2, 1, launch this bad boy, go. Around 4,000 RPM as we go. Let's keep it an automatic transmission because, well, we're going to let the game do its favor. So in our first corner we go. little bit timid on the brakes because I'm used to driving that Subaru WRX and, wow, I could have done a lot faster back there. See, I'm used to driving that Subaru WRX STI in Gran Turismo, and now this is a whole different story as I timidly understeer and go through those damn corners. So yeah, BeamNG and Gran Turismo are totally different handling lines and games for this here, well, the anatomy of the game of racing and all that stuff. So let's get ready to turn right up here. Let's go left. Shell left. Probably have a bad apex down there as we cut down there, so make a right. Keep making my right. A little bit too slow there as we understeer and all that good stuff of me being a wheel user. So coming up to our finish line of the first lap around the short version. What's pretty much hot lap for the second one. So first lap of the short course, 1 minute 4 seconds, 984 milliseconds. Kind of had to break it over in case I get too distracted. So yeah, coming back to that Gran Turismo race, I was like getting bailed out and all that good stuff from getting positions of people not managing their fuel in that like 12 lap race around the full Brands Hatch circuit. Like I was passing people left and right by people leaving the session or getting into pit road to like change the tire stiffness, like going from like medium compound tires to hards or refueling their cars, all that stuff. For me, I never had to refuel my car. I raced pretty much till I was bone dry. I almost caught up to an Alfa Romeo, a 144 GR4 car. I was like a second and a half from past the guy on the final lap and the final stretch of that course. It was unfortunate that it had to happen, and I forgot. Damn, that Subaru would have taken that corner much better than this here wannabe Audi, the Avan Vertex LS. I was probably going like, what, like 90, 100 miles down that corner? How about this corner that I usually kind of struggle on? Not much of a struggle. I think was it that chicane or this one coming up? It's this one. It's this one. Much better than my Gran Turismo days. So yeah, for Gran Turismo content, I'm kind of leaning over on doing live streams for Gran Turismo races, like doing online races or single player races, all that good stuff. It seems like pumping out regular videos is like on the mess side, looking at my, I would say looking at my, stats and analysts and everything, analyzing like what should really be good for a Gran Turismo video. And like my videos, like doing Gran Turismo videos, like people bail out in like the first 2 minutes, all good stuff. So we get a lap time here of 1 minute 59 seconds, 969 milliseconds for the long portion of the circuit of Brands Hatch, which gives our total time of 3 minutes 4 seconds, 953 milliseconds. So let's just keep going straight, rack up our penalties by, according to Gran Turismo, leaving the track and all that good stuff. So crash here, get a camera going right now. All right, Polyphony, go to 8 times slow-mo. Give me my half a second penalty as I slam through the tire barriers, which according to Gran Turismo, you can't get a damage like this, but in BeamNG, you get something like this. So full time, the engine still runs as we boop the wall again. Don't do that, please. So final look at the vehicle, let's, keep it in neutral, put the park brake. So final look at the vehicle, front end damage, pretty good. Headlights, kind of work. How the turn signals? They work too. Damn, these are indestructible, that good stuff. So final look, side's okay, rear still okay, and that side, well, the frickin' suspension drivetrain is basically detached for some odd reason. So for the final part of the video, let's jump on down to the car jump array to see if the wannabe Audi will compete with the real-life Audi S4. So take you to the top of the ramp right now. So here we are at the top of the ramp here, and let's wait for the lights to go off. So we got a 0 light and a, 1 light. A 2 light, a 3 light, and a 4 light, and then later a 5th light. So get ready to accelerate with this here vehicle on green. So green here. Let's go. Downhill. And a 0 to 62, technically 63, it's 4.70 seconds of 193.77 feet. So damn near fast compared to an Audi RS4. 172 miles an hour to the exit. We're going to the 400 marker. Let's slow this down to 4 times. Right at the 450 marker, and front flip, full time all the way, double front flip, keep going, triple front flip, more somersaults, weird stuff as we clear the pool into the other pool. Are we gonna go to the other pool? Yes, we are. Let's shut off the engine, save the engine, and we are underwater of the other pool, way outside the main area over there. So that was quite a brutal landing, going from the down ramp to the 450 marker and tumbled our way to this pool here. So looking at this here vehicle, well, the engine still runs as we start up, and can we drive? Well, it's all-wheel drive, but we can't steer. I mean, we wish we could steer, but unfortunately, we can't really go anywhere. So the vehicle, just looking at it, is a hunk of scrap metal as the transmission, the drivetrain, pokes through the driver's seat. So for the final part of the video, as we accelerate as so we're gonna get ourselves to crash ourselves with the final bridge pillar at a very, very high speed. And why am I in kilometers? Do I click on this? There we go, I just had the left click on it. Okay. So final bridge pillar at a high speed, just shy of top speed, 166 miles an hour, pretty much the speed that we hit the gain tree. So, wow, 9.9 reaction time that we got going here. With 60 time this all the way, so let's go. Now 16. Damn. Took all that impact and just stopped at the pretty much where the back seats or the back doors beat up. Full time? The engine runs. No way. Let's bring the car over here, please. Slowly. Okay, can you drive? No way. Please. And it's misery, please. I mean, this is a crime. This is a total crime. Another 0 to 62 test at 12 seconds. What is this here? The headless chicken? The automobile edition? Well, let's keep on going until something stupid happens as we go highway. Never mind. Let's just stop here because, well, we still got a long ways to go to torch this vehicle. So we're not going to torch the vehicle anymore. As we got... What is this? Is this like a mirror that's been like extended to the Stone Ages? What is this? Either that's the mirror or part of the suspension structure right here. These chrome pieces on both sides of the front of the vehicle. That is freaking weird. So elsewhere about the vehicle, don't even question. The rear of the vehicle, let's scooch this up a little bit. The rear of the vehicle, it suffered a whole amount of damage. Just some stretchiness of the polygons of the loose J-beam structure, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, engine still runs. The rear of the vehicle is, of course, still okay. So that'll do it of automation and BeamNG.drive with the Avan Vertex LS. In terms of just trying to mock the Audi S4 or A4 or whatever Ford type of body style, especially the B7 platform, this pretty much looks like 75% what it looks like from those B7 models of the Audi. I mean, the front looks pretty spot on with the grille and all that good stuff and the headlight shaping and everything. It performs pretty well of a replica 4.2 liter engine from the Audi and Volkswagen manufactured engine. So yeah, it's a good luxury sports car, performs pretty well, but handles on the meh side of things. But hey, it's a car. What else can you complain about it? And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos like this in the future. And also, check out my social medias down in the description below. So this is TRIZE, rising up and signing out.